Hey.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna put everybody on mute. How are we doing? Are you doing good, Allison?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good.
Go ahead and put me on mute.
All right. I know there's a few other people who had signed up, so let's make sure they are able to get in. I sent the invite this morning. You guys got that okay, right? I guess. Thumbs up at this point. Let's see if they message me. Otherwise, we'll start in like a minute. But go ahead and just find yourself a seat. Get comfy. Double check all my messages. Make sure nobody's in my waiting room. All right, I guess we'll just send them a message after. All right, let's find a seat. Get comfortable. Maybe bolster, pillow, something like that. Today's class is a gentler flow. Sarah, I think she took the one yesterday. That was more of a vinyasa flow. So today will be more lengthening and feeling into our bodies a little bit more. So once you find your seat, get comfortable. Think about your shoulders away from ears. And tapping into your breath, feeling into all the different parts of your body. So maybe starting with your toes, working your way up. Just finding that perfect alignment from that pelvic floor all the way up. So maybe leaning forward or to the sides, maybe just feeling into your body, just kind of taking those fleshy bits away from your seat bones and just, it's like that alignment that feels effortless. So just feeling into that effortless alignment. Maybe just adjust your neck, tuck your chin, get all those little squeaky places, the wiggles out. And take a deep breath in, fill up your belly, sip in the air, sip, sip, sip. And then exhale all of it out. Squeeze your belly, allow all that air to come out. And then again, sip in the air, sip, sip. Fill up the belly a little bit more. And then exhale all of the air out. Allowing that belly to just empty. And just coming into your normal breathing. And then take your hand and place your palm in front of your face. So maybe like 3 inches away. And then you can take whatever fingers you'd like. I like my first finger and my thumb. So you can set your 3 fingers on your cheek to just kind of give a little bit of stability to your hand. And close one nostril with that finger you choose, maybe the index finger, and breathing in, sealing your lips through the one nostril. And then cover the other nostril with your thumb and exhale. Then inhale through that same nostril. And then cover the left nostril with your finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Cover the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Cover the left. Exhale through the right. And let's just take that version of breathing, nostril breathing. A couple more deep breaths like that. Bringing all your focus there. And then let's do one more round. And then bring your hand down by your side. And just keep your lips sealed and breathe normally. That type of breath, a lot of things can come up, like if one side is blocked, you can help it release. There's theories about if your right side is blocked, maybe you need to move more. If your left side is blocked, maybe you need to read more. So kind of like, did you have one side that was maybe a little bit congested? Is that what you need in your life right now? So let's just sit here for another couple of rounds of breath, and let's tap into our intention today, which is I am doing my best. So today's flow is a gentle flow, and I love gentle flows because you can really take your time in the poses, and I feel like you feel like more triumphant anyways, like as you move through them. So I am doing my best. That's your affirmation. This is a great one for like when your days are going terribly and you're like, everything is falling in on me. But then to have something in your back pocket to take out and just say, I am doing my best, especially when those negative thoughts start creeping in. It's like we immediately go to, why can't you do anything right? You know, in your brain, like you have these negative self-talk moments. Like, oh gosh, I can't believe I did that. Gosh, I'm so stupid. You know, and like you get frustrated with yourself. Like you make a mistake, things aren't going right, whatever it is, let's let those thoughts come up, and as they come up, notice them and then say, I am doing my best. And if you are saying that to yourself, then you can begin to start thinking that way and then get out of that negative mindset. This is something maybe you would tell your best friend. Now, if they came to you and they said, gosh, I'm so stupid, I just do everything wrong, you could say, but you're doing your best. And you would maybe give them a little pep talk or just listen. So recognizing that you can observe and then say the affirmation when you need it. So I am doing my best. So let's breathe in and think I am, and then exhale, doing my best. So inhale, I am, and then exhale, doing my best. Let's just take a couple more rounds of breath here. So Begin to draw some circles with your nose while you're continuing to breathe. So on the inhale, lean your head back, open your neck, exhale, lean your chin forward. So just finding whatever size circle you'd like. Go slow with it or go quicker with it, wherever your breath is at. And just find that pace that feels good to your neck. Maybe stop on those squeaky moments and move your chin up and down. And then go in the reverse direction, just kind of working out your neck. Breathing in, saying I am. Exhaling, doing my best. And then find some stillness and take your right hand, and you can open your eyes or keep your eyes closed and place it on the top of your head, maybe off to the left a little bit, and then just gently bring your right ear to your right shoulder, just allowing for the neck to stretch a little bit deeper. Breathe into this. So as you breathe in, you lengthen, and then exhale, maybe you find a little bit more space in your neck. On that next inhale, come back to center. Let your right hand come down. And then inhale your left to come up and come onto that kind of right side of your head and just bring it down. Just gently, gently pull it down, just allowing for just a little bit of extra weight basically on your head. You should be able to feel a bit of a deeper stretch. This should feel good and stretch all along the side of your neck here. You can kind of move your chin up and down if you feel like there's a spot in your neck you'd like to hit a little bit more deeply. And again, inhale, find some length, and then exhale, maybe find a millimeter more of space. Then on that next inhale, rise and come to center. And then just roll out your neck one more time in both directions. And then begin to roll your shoulders up, down, and back. Up, down, and back. So you can just get a little bit more mobility in your shoulders. And then take them in that opposite direction. Rolling them forward. And one more time, and then come to stillness. And then begin to lean to the right and take your right hand to the ground. Gently looking up, maybe moving your neck a little bit, and take your left hand overhead. Finding a deep stretch in your side body. Like look up to where maybe your armpit is or the crook of your elbow. If you're feeling it and you want to bend your right elbow to go a little deeper, there's that option. And inhale, come up, bring your right hand up with your left, and then exhale, let your left hand come down and stretch on the other side. And really find some space here. So think about chest opening up towards the sky, looking to the sky even. Really opening the chest. And then exhale, coming back up. And then just like pointing your fingers, not pointing, but stretching your fingers down, like allowing your shoulders to kind of find that alignment. Take a deep breath. Just open the chest, maybe lift your chin up, just kind of opening up that throat chakra. This type of work where we open up our chakras, like if you're having communication issues, something's going on with work or with your spouse or with your kids or life in general, it's always good to like work on that throat and getting it open and putting focus there. Or maybe even just with yourself and going back to that intention. I am doing my best. And then exhale, bring your hands forward and then just find that rounded spine and a forward fold. Just gently waking up the spine. You can kind of find some organic movement. You can kind of lean to the right, lean to the left. Maybe come forward a little bit more. Maybe it's too much, you back off. What feels good? Check in with your body, feel into it. Look inward. Take an inhale, another exhale. And press your torso back up and let's find tabletop. So move your bolster or pillows out of the way and think about hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And for this one, just lean forward like you're looking over a pool. Just stretch the back of your wrists here. Relax your neck and then lean back and then feel into your hips, maybe to the right, to the left. And then take your torso in some circles. So circling around, just finding a little bit more of that hip and wrist stretch. And then the opposite direction, so all the way around. And then inhale, find that cow. So come to center and drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your chin and your hips. And then exhale, find the cat. Spread your shoulders, tuck your tailbone and your chin. Let's find that cat cow in a gentle way. Maybe a little slower than you usually go. Really listen to your body and what it needs. So this practice should feel really good throughout the whole time. And if it's not feeling good, then maybe just back off just a little bit. Listen to your body. Find some stillness and let's find child's pose. So open up your knees, touch your toes, maybe come down to your forearms. You could put a block here or stack your fists or even stretch out your hands onto the mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. Think about maybe even stretching into your shoulders, feeling into your hips. You could wiggle them a little bit. It's a really gentle flow, allow gravity to kind of do its job. And then on that next exhale, push your torso up and tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. Just think about this pose for stretching the backs of your legs. So press into it just for a breath. And then exhale, begin to step your feet forward, finding your forward fold. And then think about taking your feet to the outer edges of your mat, bending your knees, allow your belly to hang, and then even like squeezing your belly with your thighs. So tucking your chin, feeling into the pose. Taking some deep breaths here. You can grab your opposite elbows and relax your neck. Bend your knees a lot, almost like a squat, and then straighten them. Really helps align everything and feel what feels good in your body. You can do that a couple of times, inhaling and exhaling. And then one knee at a time, bend. If you have a block, you can take it to the middle of your mat in your forward fold. And place your right hand on the block, or you can just place it on the mat and then turn your chest to the side, pressing your right hand into the block, and then left hand comes up. Bend your right knee, straighten the left leg. Look up to your hand if that feels good on your neck or down to the floor, whatever feels good. Now that next exhale, bring your left hand down, place it on the block, and right hand comes up. So bending the left leg, right leg straight, looking up to your thumb on your right hand or down to the floor. Think about your toes pressing into the earth. Think about your hips. It should feel really deep in your right hip. And then exhale, bring your hands back down and fold a little bit deeper. And then slowly roll your chest all the way up. Chin coming up last. And then take a deep breath here as you come all the way up. Let's think about that intention. I am doing my best. And breathing through that. Your hands come out to the sides, palms facing up. You can begin to look inward or just have a soft gaze. Think about your feet underneath your hips. And maybe you just bend your knees just a little bit, tuck your hips. Maybe just a slight little core engagement here, shoulders back. Find that perfect little spinal alignment. It feels like you're standing on a cloud. Like you could be lifted up, up and away. So take another deep breath in, exhale. Really just cleanse that breath. Circle your arms up to the sky. Bring your hands to touch and then exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise with flat back, strong back. Bring hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath here. Now plant your left foot into the middle of your mat and point the toe of your right foot. So even maybe first let's like the meat of your foot that's right behind your toes. So allow your toes to kind of tuck so you're getting a stretch on your toes. And you can take your foot back a little bit more so your toes are on the mat and then like that top part of your foot is on the mat and you feel that nice little toe stretch. And here just think about engaging your core a little bit. You don't want your butt to be sticking out too much. Lifting up your chest, taking another deep breath, maybe thinking about pressing that big toe into the mat of your left foot, and then lifting up your right foot, pointing the toe, and then setting the top of your foot down behind. So really finding a deep stretch in the top of your foot. It's a spot in your body you probably hardly ever think of. The muscles there are super short because we're always trying to flex our feet instead of point our toes. But this should feel good along the top of your foot, all the way up into your shin. And then just bend the knee a little bit in that left foot. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift your right foot and set it down next to your left, and then just shake out your left. And then let's just stand and feel the difference between the 2 feet. You've kind of stretched out one foot, you haven't done the other. You can kind of feel how maybe the right foot is a bit looser. So let's plant that right foot and take your left foot behind, finding that toe stretch first. So the toes pressing into the mat, the top of the foot, like that meaty part, pressing into the mat, and then the heel is lifted. So press into it, feel into it, maybe have a soft bend in your knee, tuck your pelvis slightly, maybe hands are on hips. Lifting chest, make sure that neck is relaxed. And breathe here. That looks great. And then lift up your foot, point your toe, and set the top of your foot onto the mat. allowing for that foot stretch on the other side. So just thinking about all the little places in your body that hold tension and you're thankful they do because they hold you up, your feet hold you up, but taking even 1 minute to stretch them out every once in a while is always nice. And then on that next exhale, go ahead and set that left foot down and shake out the right. This should feel really good. So plant both of your feet and come back into mountain. Feel into the pose. So palms facing out, find that perfect alignment. So knees are slightly bent, hips are tucked, just gentle tucking. Shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe you close your eyes, feel into the pose. I am doing my best. And then on that next inhale, circle your arms up to the sky, bring your palms to touch, and then forward fold all the way back down. Exhale. Inhale, we rise, half lift. Exhale, fold, and inhale, rise all the way back up. Bringing your hands to touch. Exhale, come. Bring your hands to your heart center. If you have a strap, grab it. We'll be doing some shoulder stretches. If you don't, you can grab a towel or belt or something. So whatever you've got, grab that and then take your strap out in front of you. Much wider than your hips. So wherever your hips are, take that much wider. And then lift your arms up and think about really opening up your chest, allowing for a stretch through your chest, your shoulders, and then taking it over to the right, feeling it there, and then exhaling it to the left. So keeping those arms straight as you just find a little bit of mobility through some movement. So just those deep shoulder stretches. And then just take it back as far as it feels good. And to the right and to the left. And then bring your strap down. Go ahead and set it down. Take your hands and do like a prayer upside down. So making sure your palms are touching, and then round your shoulders, press into your palms, and tuck your chin. Relax your knees and just allow for that deep shoulder stretch along the back. And then exhale, kind of even round more. Feels so good. Then inhale your arms up, find cactus arms. And you can go over to a wall if you want to find a deeper stretch, or you could just try to like pinch your shoulders back. So whatever feels good. If you want to go to a wall, you could press your forearms onto a wall and find an even deeper stretch. Or you can just stand there. So try that, see how that feels. Just finding a little bit more stretch in those shoulders. Another fun way to stretch them. That's like one of my favorite shoulder stretches. And then coming back to center when you're ready and finding that same back stretch where we prayer down, reverse, I guess it's not reverse prayer, but it's like a backwards flipped upside down prayer. I know there's a word for this, I just don't know what it is. So we're gonna call it a backwards flipped upside down reverse prayer. Tuck your chin, press into your hands, allow those shoulders to stretch, and then come up and just shake it out. And then let's find our bums sitting on the ground. So let's extend our legs out in front of us. Maybe they come to the edges of our mat, our feet, whatever's feeling good. You don't have to have them super close, eyes to touch, just whatever feels good. Just find somewhere in between that wide-legged and then narrow stance. So let's lift our chest up, look to the sky, open up the neck even. Inhale, and then exhale, hinge leading with your chest, finding a deep stretch in the backs of our legs. And let's think about this stretch where you're not reaching for your toes until your hands get there, and then just gently placing your hands on your toes if you're there. And your chest is lifted, your head is looking forward. Engage your core even just a little bit, not a lot. And then just maybe even move a little to the left, little to the right, just finding that space. So inhaling, lift maybe a little bit more, and exhaling, fold. Finding some gentle, long stretches here. So inhaling, lengthen, exhaling, fold. This should feel really good on the backs of your legs. And then go ahead and round your back and let the stretch be passive. And then just notice how you're still stretching things, but it's totally different when you kind of allow your body to be passive. It gets more in the back versus the legs. And then press your chest up and bring your feet in for butterfly. And if you're sitting on a bolster, that's optimal. Otherwise, a couple of pillows. I always feel like when I'm seated up, then I can feel more deeply into the posture. So lift your chest, find that same opening in your throat, look up, chin up if that feels good. And then exhale, lead with your chest. Coming down for butterfly, you can place your hands on your feet, elbows kind of in your knees, and just think about your chest coming forward and your head is still lifted. So that hinge in your hips, and you inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold just a little bit deeper. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, folding. Just finding those millimeters of space, and then just taking those mantras that we said before. So that affirmation of, I am doing my best. Let's tap back into that, tap back into the breath. I am doing my best. And press your body back up, lift up your chest, and take your feet out further, more of like a diamond shape. And this will just stretch your legs in a different way. So inhaling up, maybe your hands just come to your calves, and then exhaling, they might find your feet or they might just like find your ankles, and just lean forward and see how that feels different. Should feel it more in your hips this way versus your thighs. And just allow your body to just like passively stretch. You could round your back in this one. This is a great, just like sitting in front of TV stretch. You could put your book in your feet stretch and read if you wanted to. Press your hands up into the mat. Let's extend our legs again, finding that forward fold we found before. So gently flexing our feet and inhaling, allowing our chin to open, our neck to open, and then leading with our chest, coming down, just finding that stretch that we found before to where the chest is lifted, neck is relaxed, and then inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, folding, and finding if we are deeper on this version. So inhaling, exhaling. Maybe we wiggle our bellies to find just that little extra bit of space. You should be feeling this deeply in the backs of your thighs, and just even like pushing your booty out to find even more space. Even more of a stretch in your hips, if that feels good. Exhale, press your body up. And let's find half forward of the fishes. So bend your right knee like you're coming into cross-legged, and then left ankle kind of meets right ankle and knee is pointed up. So yeah, that looks good. So let's align ourselves, lift our chest, inhale our arms, and then exhale, just wrap our right hand around our left leg and look to the back, maybe over your shoulder if that feels good. Maybe just really press your chest into that left leg, finding little bits of space. So you can kind of adjust your chest, maybe wiggle a little. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, you could like just kind of settle. Inhale, find the length, exhale. Settle a little bit more. Relax that right knee to the ground. And exhale, come back to center. And let's take our right leg where our knee is coming up and then our left leg underneath. Inhaling our arms up and then exhaling, coming into that twist. So gripping our right leg, right hand comes behind, and then looking over that right shoulder, just finding a little bit more space. So inhaling, lengthen, exhaling, fold. And just really thinking about our spine being long and our head coming up. On that next exhale, find center. And you can cross both of your legs and just gently forward fold. Just passively stretching. Everything feels really good. Everything should feel really good in this one. Then on that next exhale, lift up and switch your legs. So bring both out. And then if right was in front of left, bring left in front of right. Just allow for that stretch to happen. You could even wiggle your torso a little bit to go a little bit deeper. And then on the next exhale, lift up and let's find our bellies. So come up and come onto your belly and your forearms. And think about maybe even wiggling your back a little bit so that just kind of settles everything. And your forearms will be directly under your shoulders, hands out in front, plant them. And then just lift, just gently stretching your back. So you could shake out your spine before you do this and then begin to press into your forearms, lift up your chest, and I'm talking like inches, millimeters of space. Tap back into the tops of your feet that we stretched earlier. And don't turn everything on, just for leverage. It just kind of brings you into a deeper back bend. And exhale, slowly come down and allow your hands to create a pillow, and then rest your right cheek onto your right hand and just wiggle out the bottom of your back. Breathing some very nice inhales and exhales into that space. Taking another deep breath here. And then coming back up, finding that same positioning. And your elbows are underneath your shoulders and pressing into that little bit of a micro, or that deep bend in your back. So you can kind of even squeeze your buttocks together and like lift your chin. What feels good here? Maybe even just press into your forearms more. That'll lift your chest up even more. And then on that exhale, take your right hand to the ground, left hand on top, and then find your pillow and your left cheek comes onto your left hand. Just gently wiggle your bum and allow your back to kind of recalibrate. And then you can come back up onto your forearms, bend that right knee so that it comes up like up to where your elbows would be. And then take your left forearm under you like this. So it's kind of like the crook. Yeah. And then create a pillow that way. So you're kind of like doing a gentle twist on your body. Yeah, you can even grab a pillow and set your head on it. And then breathe into that. You could go deeper by just opening up your chest, placing your hand onto your hip, or you can just sit in this. This feels good. You're gently stretching. I just barely press like this. I know my body enough to where like I knew that would pop my back, and it did. So if you want to do something like that where you're like, oh, if I just lean into this, this will feel better, do that. Let it feel sweet and amazing. Inhaling, exhaling, I am doing my best. And then come up, remove your arm from underneath and place your right leg back down. And then left leg comes up, left knee comes up, and then right arm comes under. So bend that forearm, elbow out, and then you can kind of place your head there to where it's making like a pillow. So just breathe here. Feel into this. Sometimes when I do this stretch, I feel nothing. I'm like, this is pointless. And then sometimes my back is like, oh my God, thank you so much. Just depends on the day. So just take from it what you need. Maybe even like wiggle the bottom of your spine, like where your rear is. Just getting out whatever little kinks are there. And then come up, set your leg back down, and let's find our backs. So go ahead and roll over onto your back as gracefully as you can. And let's find a stretch where we can extend our left leg or even keep it bent. If you'd like to take it deeper, you can extend your left leg and take, even like maybe position your hip over to the right a little bit as you move your right hip over to the left. So supine stretch, allowing for some deep stretching in your spine. You can extend your right arm to the right where it's like shoulder height. And let's just breathe here. Relax your neck, look up, or if it feels good, you could look to the right, having that extra stretch there. And even as I'm in this stretch, I'm finding that my right leg is coming down as it wants to. So it's almost like when you first get into the pose, maybe your spine is like not feeling it, but then as you just sit in it and breathe, your spine just gently opens up. So feel into the pose, whatever feels good here. Then on that next exhale, bring your knees to center and shift your hips so that they're over to the left. Extend your right leg and then take your right hand to your left leg and bend your knee, allowing for that stretch in your back. So that twisted stretch, you can extend your left arm to the side. Think about shoulder away from ear. And just think about left shoulder to the ground. I'm going to keep that there. And like for me, my right knee isn't touching the ground, but I'm feeling a deep stretch in my hip, in my back, my low back, and it feels really good. If this is feeling painful, you can always back off or bend your right knee so that it's not as deep. So take another deep breath here, and then exhale, come to center. And gently come to center because you're stretching deeply into your back. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths where we take our feet outside of our mat and then just allow our knees to touch or close to touch because, you know, thighs. So just allowing for just a very gentle, passive, just like closed leg. I think it's called like broken warrior, something like that. Tuck your chin, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Just take a deep breath here. Feel into your body. How does it feel? Maybe even close your eyes. If there's any stretches you want to do, like happy baby or like reclined butterfly or something like that, go ahead and do that right now. You'll have like about a minute of free yogi playtime. If you'd like to just like stay in this broken warrior, then do that. So do what feels good. You know what your body needs. And just tap into the breath and feel that affirmation of, I am doing my best. So just another couple seconds here, maybe another breath or two. And then you can begin to extend your legs to the outer edges of your mat. If you'd like, you could take, actually, if you'd like, one of my favorites, and I think Sarah's favorites too, take your bolster and place it long ways on your mat and bring it right up to your hips and then just allow your back to come onto it. Just finding that little deep or that little spine kind of reflex there, a little bit of a back bend, and like snuggle your shoulders. Same type of thing, just whatever feels good for you in this moment. So taking some deep breaths here, allowing your arms to come by your sides. Relax your fingers, your toes, wiggle whatever you need to, and then sink deeper into it. So maybe do a couple of flexes in your legs, or just notice your belly rising and falling as you inhale and exhale. Relax your chin, your jaw, your eyebrows. Remove the tongue from the top of your mouth. And be here. So find some presence in this pose where maybe you think of your favorite bouquet of flowers you ever received, and there's a field of them. And as you inhale and exhale, you could see them just gently moving. And as thoughts come up, just wash them away. Maybe just like the wind blows them, and handle them later. Be present, be here in the Shavasana. And to find some awareness in your breath. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your wrists and ankles. And if you're on a bolster, begin to roll onto one side slowly, slowly, slowly. And then just stay on your side for a breath and begin to press your torso up and find a comfortable seated position. So maybe a bolster underneath your hips. And then close your eyes and put your hands on your knees. Just feel a grounding feeling of, I am doing my best. I got this. Take a deep inhale. Thank yourself for showing up today and being present with the practice. Bring your hands together to touch and bring them to that third eye, right in between your eyebrows. The divine light inside of me honors divine light inside of you. Namaste. Thanks, guys. You did awesome. I hope that felt good. I'll see you guys later. Bye.